Hello Earthlings, and welcome to another episode of Beat Freaks. Today is bonus Beat Freaks. So Niles and I are going to talk about something that's happened in the music industry lately with hip-hop, and something we think needs to be mentioned, this craze of long albums. So a new trend in hip-hop music has been artists putting out longer albums. And some of these artists may not be capable of doing these longer albums. Mm-hmm. Where even in the past month or so, and going into the future, probably after this video is out there, you have Lil Yachty, 21 songs. You have DJ Khaled, 23 songs. I mean, even Drake's put out 20 songs on his last two projects. Mm-hmm. And Niles, what do you think about this?
Well, I mean, I've always been a fan of shorter albums. I mean, maybe not always, but definitely since I started trying to listen to projects more as a whole rather than listening to individual songs, I've always felt that it's hard to really keep someone's attention for, a project over 14 songs at the top really is where I draw my line. And I think, long albums have always been around, and even in hip hop, because, but where it's been before has mainly been mixtapes.
Yeah.
The first really mainstream person who I think we saw do a pretty long album was probably Drake with Views, right?
Yeah, and recent history. Because you see guys in there's rock albums going back to the 80s that are three tracks on one album.
I'm talking about in
recent history. Drake's Views, 20
rap.
songs, and you had him throwing on songs like Hotline Bling at the end. That doesn't fit that album whatsoever. But he's throwing it on at the end as a last track, which is because it's a popular song at the time. Mm-hmm. And then you have guys I'm gonna look at Lil Yachty. I listened to this album, 21 songs, and Lil Yachty should not be doing a 21 song album. I'm sorry to any Lil Yachty fans out there. I like Yachty myself sometimes, but that album just had so much that didn't need to be there. And I read an Instagram post from him. He said he did it to give his fans more music. Mm-hmm. Now, one of the pros I can see here is, you give your fans more music, and if people really like you as an artist, they're going to listen to that stuff.
Yeah.
But if you're looking for something just if you're, like us, we're reviewing albums, right? We're not looking for a 21-song album to go bash it the whole time. We want an album that we can talk about that's good, We have 13 songs, albums we've had, Kendrick,
mm-hmm. Big Sean.
We didn't talk about Migos, 11 songs right there. And it has, even with the trap sound, it has the cohesiveness to it.
Yeah.
In a way, and I think once you get past that 15th song, Mark, you lose the cohesiveness.
No, totally. Mm-hmm. It's just hard to really keep a person and hard to really have a sound that is super cohesive after a while. People just get burnt out, I can't stand Lil Yachty past 3 or 4 songs, so I'm not the person to really give that judgment. But if it's like with anything, if you give people more, they're gonna take it and they're gonna just be like, okay, well this is that. But if you leave people with less and just really good minimal material, then they're gonna be craving more. And I feel like people are giving away, artists are not taking advantage of that because they want to take advantage of the monetary reward of having more songs to stream.
Yeah, and that's what we're gonna get into. Is these days, music, you make money for streaming. It's not like streaming's just ignored. It goes into the Billboard Top 100. So when Drake released More Life, all 22 songs were in the Top 100 because people were streaming the album, not buying it. So you stream the album, that means all those songs are getting those stream plays, and they're all going on to the Top 100 because they're all being played so much. And I think that's where you make your money, because all those songs now have several million plays, all of Spotify, Google Play, Apple Music, whatever. And now look at Drake, he's putting it all in his pocket, and okay, that's why I made a 22-song playlist. He even called it a playlist, didn't call it an album, so at least he didn't call it an album, because it's really not an album.
Yeah.
And we talked about this, of course, in a previous video.
Link below.
Yeah.
Or here, somewhere.
It'll be around here somewhere. Then we have Future, who we've reviewed. Two albums. 36, 38 songs in a week, 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's crazy. And really, exactly, I'm burnt out on Future. I enjoy the albums, but it's just I don't really need any more music from him for
Future,
a while.
wait till he's 2018 and give us another album.
So, you said coming up, DJ Khaled with 23 songs.
23 songs. Which, granted, that's different because he's going to have several different artists. He's not going to be
if you look at
but still,
someone like DJ Khaled, his kind of music he makes, which is almost his albums are almost intentionally not cohesive. They're just banger after banger.
Yeah, and this one it's not going to be cohesive whatsoever.
No,
we know that already.
So you know, if that is just kind of put out of the way, do you think it, you know, if it's just that's like a disclaimer that you already know it's going to happen, do you think it makes it more acceptable?
I think with DJ Khaled's name on it, like, you know it's not going to be an album that you're listening to for cohesiveness. It's going to be an album you scroll through, you maybe listen to the first 30 seconds, be like, okay, I like this song, or I don't like this song, skip it, and let's find stuff you like out of it. And I think that's been in every DJ Khaled album.
Mm-hmm.
I think his last one had, like, the first half of it was actually pretty good.
Yeah.
It had a lot of good songs on it, you know, had features from Kendrick, J. Cole, had all the big names on it.
Mm-hmm.
And then Nas too.
Nas, yeah.
And now this one, like, I don't know, I mean, like, I'm the One, I know you don't hate it. There's the Jay-Z Beyonce song on it, there's the Drake song that just came out that's trash.
Yeah,
Sorry, each great, the vocals.
I haven't heard it yet.
Yeah, Drake vocals came in, they're disappointing. It's like, you know.
We waited months for this.
I did, I saw it, what are you doing?
Come on, Assad.
Yeah.
This is all your fault.
Yeah, then we have our most recent video, Bryson Tiller, 19 songs, it's a lot, you know. So,
Yeah, it's just, it's hard to manage, but if it's going to be the trends, then artists are going to have to learn to adapt to that. You know, Bryson Tiller, he actually, as we said, a lot of the songs are shorter, and I feel like he had a flow. He in a sense, he definitely was able to keep the energy going for the most part. So I don't know if that's just going to be what it's going to be. It's shorter songs, or, you know, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't hate the concept altogether, because, like, Drake's More Life's in my top 5 for the year.
Yeah,
it's 22 songs and it's in my top 5. So don't get me wrong, there's still people who can pull it off. Like, Drake's probably one of the few, but, like, Lil Yachty can't pull that off. You know, he doesn't have the skill set, or, like, you know, because a lot of the lines. There's a video I sent him that was like 3 minutes of just bad Lil Yachty lines from that album. I don't know if you watched it or not.
No, I didn't.
It was great.
Just disclaimed on the internet.
All right, so we have the pros of this style. Mm-hmm. To me, one of the pros is for true diehard fans, you get more music.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and other pros, it definitely allows artists to explore more styles than they typically might be able to if they're just, you know, have a short album that they are trying to focus on one cohesive sound. And, you know, it's not necessarily a bad thing, just it might not be what everybody's looking for.
Yeah, I agree. And to me, the biggest con is you lose that cohesiveness.
Yeah.
Is that if you're putting out a 20-song album, you're pretty much saying, like, okay, this isn't going to be a project that you're listening to front to back and it's all going to mix together. You're going to have songs that stand out and probably shouldn't fit on this album, and you're going to say, oh, it's filler. So you have a lot of filler.
You're going to have a lot of filler. It's going to become anime. It's going to be Naruto all over again.
Well, there you have it. That's our thoughts on, you know, artists putting out longer albums these days. Hope you found it interesting. Comment your thoughts below. Let us know what you think.